my dad says Jimmy Garoppolo will start, and he's going to make the case again. We haven't talked about this in a few weeks, but explain why Jimmy Garoppolo has to be the starter.
This is why I think Jimmy has to be the starter. And Iggy, if I get confused, tell me, because I'm not a good straight ahead thinker. If you don't start Jimmy, let's imagine you start Shanahan starts Trey Lance, game 1. You lose Jimmy right away. Jimmy's angry. Jimmy feels dissed. And so now you've lost one of your quarterbacks. I'm just going through one scenario. Trey Lance starts, but he's not ready. He's not ready.
Yeah.
Which is entirely possible. And they have to bring back Jimmy. Well, now you're bringing back a guy who's angry and may feel screw the team. Plus, now you humiliated Trey Lance.
Yes.
And if Jimmy gets hurt and you bring him back, you've hurt his confidence. So you've hurt. Starting Jimmy has the potential to really hurt your 2 quarterbacks and make them not function.
Starting Trey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, yes, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
So I get confused.
It's okay.
If you start Jimmy, Trey Lance can think, that's fine. I'm still learning. I can stand on the sideline near Shanahan and hear him call the plays, and I can really learn the offense. Jimmy either does well and then he's there for a while, or gets hurt or doesn't do well. Now you bring in Trey Lance. He hasn't been diminished. He's been learning and looking. Jimmy understands the reason he's out. You don't have a divided locker room, and you don't have bitterness from the quarterbacks.
Yeah, that's the thing. If the 49ers give this job to Trey Lance and keep Jimmy Garoppolo and make him be the backup, I think you divide the locker room right there. Because a lot of people look at it like, dude, why are you doing this to Jimmy? Jimmy has only been a good guy. He's never complained. We've won with him. And now you're embarrassing him. Remember, the Niners did this to Alex Smith. They took his job away when he got hurt, and they made him stand on the sideline as Colin Kaepernick was taking the team to the Super Bowl. There's nothing they could really do about it, but it was humiliating for Alex Smith. They even had him be the captain. Remember, he would go out for the coin flip and then go and watch. But they could have kept him the next year, had a great backup quarterback, but they didn't, because it would have been humiliating to him, and it would have continued to split the locker room. I'm sure there would a lot of people in that team like, Alex doesn't deserve this, so they got rid of him. And I think if the Niners go with Trey Lance, they got to do the same thing with Jimmy. Otherwise, you're going to piss off a lot of people on this team.
Right.
So they can't. You can't have Jimmy as a backup. That's just it. Whenever Trey Lance is ready, Jimmy has to go. And what you're saying is, what if Trey Lance isn't ready? I'm with you, Dad. If Trey Lance isn't ready, he shouldn't play. Absolutely not. Because if he isn't ready, not only do you piss off Jimmy, but again, you piss off the team. You heard what Jimmy Ward said about Jared Goff, right? He's like, why'd they get rid of Jared Goff on the Rams? They only won with him. And now you're bringing in Matt Stafford. Like, how's that going to go? Well, the same attitude applies to Jimmy Garoppolo. I'm sure a lot of people like Jimmy Ward and Jaquiski Tartt, who were on this team when it sucked and they lost all the time, are like, well, okay, well, if you get us a better quarterback, great, but we like Jimmy because Jimmy wins.
He wins.
Jimmy wins. So if Trey Lance isn't ready and they play him anyway, you piss off the team. You could lose the locker room. Kyle could get fired, because that's pretty much what happened in Philly last year. They created a quarterback controversy, split the locker room. Doug Peterson lost it and got fired, even though he won a Super Bowl just a few years ago.
Right.
So you can't do that. The only thing I would say to you is, I'm not trying to argue with you. The only thing is, if he looks ready, Trey Lance, and he looks good and he's passed every test in training camp and in preseason, I'd go with him. But I'm saying, like, if he kicks ass in preseason and training camp, save that. No, it should be Jimmy's job.
Yeah. Iggy, he would have to kick some major ass.
He would have to kick some major ass.
He would.
But again, Jimmy's a C, okay? Jimmy does have some things going for him, and he does win more than he loses, but he's a freaking C. And I've seen Trey Lance, even though he's young, his talent is a talent. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I cannot wait for this. 6 days. 6 days, Dad. Can't wait.
It starts in 6 days?
They report, I want to say 5 days. They report on the 27th, and their first practice is the 29th. So a week from today, I'm going to be watching the quarterback competition start. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Iggy, are you allowed into the locker room?
I don't think yet. I don't think during training camp, but I think during the season, yes.
Okay.
They're trying to figure it out. I mean, they're just kind of basically mandating. You see the new thing they did today? They're saying if a team has to miss a game because a bunch of players get COVID, that the team forfeits and has to pay for the loss in revenue. So they're putting a lot of pressure on players to get the vaccination because there's a lot of players who don't want to get it. And so they're saying, like, if you don't get the vaccine and you get COVID, you have to miss like 10 days. But if you do get the vaccine and you get COVID, you only have to miss like a day or two. You know, they're trying to really incentivize getting it. So we'll see what happens.
That is the league getting a little political, which does lead into our final topic.
Yes, it does. Okay, let's talk about it.
Iggy, I would like to introduce it.
Okay, real quick. Sean said, going back to our previous topic, you're crazy. Debo is an A+. He might be. Let's see what he can do.